Hi, I'm Dustin Weiniger, back out yet again with the massive Colt Walker. Now, those of you that like Colt Walkers and shoot them like I do, you've probably noticed that they do have some problems when you're using them. For example, this loading lever tends to fall down from recoil, which pushes the rammer into a chamber and locks up the cylinder. Caps, when they're fired, they tend to fall off, sometimes get down between the hammer and the frame so they won't set off other caps. Sometimes they get between the frame and the cylinder, and then the cylinder won't turn. You have to manually push it. They can really be a nuisance to shoot. Let me show you a few video clips to illustrate what I'm talking about. You can see that the loading lever has been knocked loose by the recoil. And now it's been knocked all the way down. Also, a spent cap is stuck between the hammer and the frame. Again, the loading lever has been knocked down by recoil, and once again I'm trying to get a cap out from between the hammer and the frame. Obviously, this loading lever issue is a very common problem. Now here on YouTube, I've seen people come up with some pretty brilliant solutions to some of those problems. I've seen people file a flat spot on this spring to keep the loading lever from falling. I've seen pins installed in the frame right behind the nipple so the cap can't pull back with the hammer and end up jamming the action, and various other things. Well, I came up with a solution that solves all the problems I've been talking about and any others that you may know of. And that solution I use is nothing. Now hear me out. I realize that these guns can be a nuisance to shoot, but these are historical firearms. I bought this firearm and my other cap and ball revolvers and other black powder and historical guns for a taste of history. Now historically, back in the 19th century, those are problems that were dealt with by the owners of those guns, so I actually prefer mine to have those problems. Now I realize that's more work when I'm out at the range and sometimes even some frustration, but in a way, that's the idea. When I want to go to the range and shoot a gun that works, I have Glocks, I have Remington rifles, and all kinds of firearms that I know are going to work every time with very little problem, if any. These guns are not that way, but again, it's a taste of history. It's all part of the experience, in my opinion. Now, I'm not saying that if you have modified yours or are planning to, that you're wrong. You're absolutely not. You buy a firearm, it's yours, it should be the way you want it to be. But I am saying, if you're feeling frustrated with your firearm, don't feel like you need to modify it. It's not such a bad thing to get a full taste of the full history with these guns. So let that just be some food for thought that you can consider, that maybe it's a good thing and an educational thing to see what life was like with firearms back in the day. Well, I hope this video was helpful and maybe a little eye-opening. And please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching.